All right, going to be doing a little bit different of a video than we typically would. We are going to be getting into the top 5 core plays for this Sunday slate. So the first core play is going to be based off of the news that while Jaren Jackson Jr. is currently questionable, okay, and we got news that Steven Adams is going to sit. Along with that, Dylan Brooks is also out as well. So there's going to be a lot of value available for the Memphis Grizzlies. And obviously, if we get news that like Ja were to sit or even Jaren Jackson, then we would be loading up on someone like Desmond Bane. But as it currently sits, one of the best price point plays that we are projected to get is going to be Xavier Tillman. He's already been someone that had been getting a decent amount of minutes, recently. Now with Steven Adams out, he is projected to be in the starting lineup and he's projected to get the most minutes. On this small 4-game slate, we do have to try to find some strong price point plays. Well, this is going to be one of the better strong price point plays on the slate. If we look at his per 36 numbers, which, we only have him projected to get around 25. So, we can cut these down a little bit, but his per 36 numbers are going to be 36 fantasy points per 36 with Steven Adams and Dylan Brooks off the court. If you were to throw in Ja Morant, that would help a little bit as well. So as it currently says, I do think he's going to be a player that we are going to be looking at on this slate. And now the next core play I'm going to be looking at is going to be looking at CJ McCollum. Coming in as the 4th best core play on the slate. So if we look at it, we can see J-Val really not expected to play. He's currently questionable, but not expected to play. So because of that, we are going to see some value that's going to be opened up. Now, someone like Larry Nance Jr., is someone that I think we are firmly going to be looking at in our player pools. Should get a decent amount of minutes, and at this price tag, he pretty much is the exact same play as Tillman. So the nice part about him is you can play him at forward or center. For me, I just really like the safety that we are now going to get with CJ McCollum at this price tag. He is someone that should easily be able to hit the value at this price tag, which he has consistently done recently. He's going to get a lot of minutes. This is going to be an appealing game going against the Kings. He could easily put up 40 DK points at 7.5, which obviously at that price tag is going to be huge. And if we also look at the Occupy model, filtering by the index, we can see he is one of the standout price point plays. We scroll down, we see the salaries. He is the one that pops up out at 7.5. Now, staying with that, we need to get news on Brandon Ingram. Okay, it's the back end of a back-to-back. If he sits, then that just makes CJ McCollum a much better play, and I would move him up in my priority list a little bit more. But Brandon Ingram, if he plays, I assume he's not going to get his minutes restricted then. He would be a very strong price point play as well. Heck, he's went for 37, 48, and 45 DK points the last 2 games. He is also someone that would be a standout, spectacular play if he indeed is starting and playing. And that's the expectation as it sits right now. So from there, as you guys know, kind of my strategy is I like to just hammer players really until they let me down. The price point, and if you guys have watched any of these videos, you know what I'm going to say here. The price point on Fred VanVleet has not risen, even though it should have been by now. It's a pretty strong matchup against Memphis. Now, if they sit out their starters, you do worry about the ceiling because, obviously then Toronto would be favored to blow them out. But Fred VanVleet, just going back like over a month now, has just been going off. And the price point has not risen up. Like he should almost be a 9K play, if not a 9K play. And at 8.4 against Memphis, this is simply too cheap of a price point. He is someone that I am firmly going to be going out of my way to play on this slate. And then looking at the top core play on tonight's slate, it's going to be a player that really is coming in just too low price. And it's going to be chalky on both Fanduel and Draftkings. On Draftkings, only 21%, 3.5 on Draftkings. Going to step into about 28 minutes. And that's going to be John Konchar. So looking at it, guys, even if this game blows out, he still should be able to get minutes. In his first game back from injury, he instantly got 28 minutes, okay? And that's going to be huge. We could and probably will be getting around 20 DK points at 3.5. We can also play him at guard or forward on DraftKings. On FanDuel, you can also do the same. So on both slates, he is going to be someone we are firmly trying to play, just given the price point. He is someone that I don't think we can avoid at all. And then just closing out the build here for you guys. Who else are we going to toss in there? Well, I do think Jamal Murray is going to be a strong price point play. At 8K, he's also someone that's really just been going off lately, and the price point really hasn't adjusted for how well he's been playing. So I think he's someone we can firmly play. I like Fred VanVleet a little bit better, but the matchup is going to be very good for Jamal Murray as well. Looking at RJ Barrett, this is going to be the risky part of it, but his minutes have just been there so much, and the shot attempts have just been there so much, especially the last 2 games. Coming off of a 6 for 21 night and a 1 for 8 night, chances are he's going to have a much better night shooting tonight. The minutes are locked in. He's at a cheap price tag. He is someone that could easily go for 40 DK points and it wouldn't be shocking at all. Yes, the matchup is difficult, but at the same time, he is someone I think gives us the benefit to potentially win a GPP at 6.4. Then I also tossed in Larry Nance Jr. just because strong price point play. Really could have started with him instead of Tillman. With Val out, J-Val out, he is the player that gets the most minutes. So he is someone that I'm firmly looking at on this slate as well. Now in passing there, you did see the Occupy Fantasy tools in there, the model, the OF index, okay? And then you also saw the value report. Those are all tools that are available for Occupy Fantasy members. We also do have the Discord chat link in the description below. Each night we go live before lock in there, about 30 minutes before lock, answering all your questions that you have on that slate. So make sure to be in there as well. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, good luck.